flight, you shut off the engines by actually moving these to cutoff.
And this happened early in the flight. So what happens next here, Robert? What are we looking for?
Maurice, this is a preliminary report put out by the Indian government. There's a lot of runway ahead of the investigation. The investigators will continue to try and understand why these fuel switches were shut off just 3 seconds after liftoff.
Okay, Robert Sumwalt, thanks so much for the insight. The United Farm Workers Union says a farm worker has died of injuries suffered during an immigration raid. Officials say 200 undocumented migrants were arrested yesterday at 2 cannabis farms in Southern California. At one site, agents encountered angry protests. Carter Evans in Los Angeles reports the raids were part of the Trump administration's intensifying crackdown.
Federal immigration raids are getting larger and bolder, but it's not deterring protesters. This is what happened on Thursday at this cannabis farm in Camarillo, just north of L.A. As workers were being detained inside, agents fired what appeared to be tear gas and tossed smoke bombs to disperse the crowd. They were met by some throwing rocks, and according to the FBI, what appears to be a man firing a gun at officers. It's the latest in a series of high-profile raids around the country in recent weeks that have sparked clashes with tensions reaching a boiling point and rising fear, especially in Latino communities. This was L.A. Mayor Karen Bass after agents swarmed L.A.'s MacArthur Park this week.
Frankly, it is outrageous and un-American that we have federal armed vehicles in our parks when nothing is going on in the parks.
As for the raids in Camarillo and another nearby cannabis farm, the Department of Homeland Security claims it entered with search warrants, rescued at least 10 migrant children from potential exploitation, and arrested what it described as 200 illegal aliens, while more than 500 rioters attempted to disrupt operations. The standoff lasted for hours, well into the night. Several workers hid in the farm, emerging this morning, including Jesus. Jennifer Martinez is his niece.
They're just here working, living. They're just here tearing families apart and terrorizing.
We also met Ruby Jinez, who says several of her relatives worked here.
An aunt was taken, a mom was taken. It can be a citizen, not a U.S. citizen, doesn't matter.
It's
everybody, yeah.
Carter, how's the family handling the situation? What are they going to do next?
Well, Ruby told me that this is a really difficult time for her family. She says she feels like pretty much anyone with brown skin is a target. She said that she was, in fact, pulled over by ICE the other day when she was taking her child to school, and she had to prove that she was a U.S. citizen. A very scary time for her entire family. She says they've even had to approach the subject of self-deporting with some family members. It's a difficult subject to talk about, but they say they have to consider it, because going to a detention center and having no information about where they're going to send you could be even worse.
Okay, Carter Evans in Los Angeles tonight. Thank you. Now more of the top stories from around the world. In tonight's evening news roundup, the alleged mastermind of the 9/11 attacks could be executed if convicted. A federal appeals court has thrown out a plea deal that would have spared the life of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Now 61 years old, he's been in U.S. custody for more than 20 years, 19 of them at Guantanamo Bay. He's awaiting trial by military commission. It was an emotional day at the State Department, where workers are being laid off as part of the downsizing of the federal government. Staffers applauded their fired colleagues. More than 1,300 are being let go as the department trims its workforce by 15%. And political commentator David Gergen has died. He served in various roles under Presidents Nixon, Ford, Reagan, and Clinton. Gergen's family says he died from Lewy body dementia. He was 83 years old. Still ahead on the Friday CBS TV